Hey everybody, and welcome to Geeks and Drinks. I'm Jason.
I'm Jordan.
There's so much to talk about this week because we have Doctor Who, D23, a boatload of movies that really shouldn't be made. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Well, it's the pre-Comic-Con hype.
Not to mention all that other stuff. We'll try to get to our what do we expect from Comic-Con, which is going to be the same shit every year. But let's get to the...
Yeah, but they're using a much better shovel this time.
God damn it. Let's just get to the big news right up front. They finally released who is going to play the 13th Doctor. And it is...
Jodie Whittaker! We got a lady doctor.
Awesome.
I mean, I was hoping for a female ginger. Because this way it covers both bases. You get being a girl for once, and you get the ginger.
That would instantly make her your favorite Doctor of all time.
Not... Maybe?
You have a thing for redheads, my friend.
Gingers are amazing. Even if they're all batshit crazy.
Yes, they are. But anyways,
that's besides the point. They're like a rose. Even if they're pretty, they'll fucking prick you. They will find a way to draw blood. On that note, we got a lady doctor, and it's awesome.
Jodie Whittaker most recently was on Broadchurch, the BBC version, not the US version. I'm all for it.
And she was in Black Mirror.
Yeah, she was for like one or two episodes.
One episode,
yeah.
Black Mirror, like every episode's like a different cast. It's not like American Horror Story where it's like we're gonna
the same character, but the same actors but different characters.
Not even that. I recently started watching that show. Literally, it's the same 5 actors
over and over.
Like you'll see other actors show up occasionally, but other than that, like it's like the main family from the first season. You don't fucking see them ever again.
Okay.
But like it's the same 5 actors. Like Evan Peters, fucking Quicksilver is the best part of that show.
Is it worth watching though, or binging like you're doing?
I enjoy it. Season 4 is garbage, but Doctor Who, fucking lady doctor. Like I said, the best. Okay, I'm excited that there's a lady doctor.
Yes.
But what I love more than anything is all the memes that are coming out because of it.
It's been.
In terms of a friend of mine told me this term, broflake. Which I absolutely fucking love. Like all of them, just seeing them getting pissy, and even better, like the memes that are on the other end of the spectrum. Like I said, it wasn't until recently that one of my favorite like Twitter posts that turned into a meme or some shit like that was someone saying, "Lady Doctor, what's next? Lady Airplane Pilot," and just shit like that. That was fucking Mark Hoppus of Blink-182 who said that, and that just
I still couldn't believe when you told me that.
Yeah. I don't remember who told me that. Like, I just remember, like, I looked at it, it's like, wait, that's... You know what, Mark Hoppus, I love and respect you even more now. But my favorite thing that I saw was a meme that's like, the best thing to come out of this means, not this year, but next year, there is a very good chance that we could see little girls running around on Halloween as the Doctor.
I mean, we've seen some of that, but not to the levels you're talking about.
No, but like we've seen like little dudes running around.
And there's always the gender bend cosplayers out there.
Little boys.
Right.
Like dude, I think is one. To me, dude is gender neutral. Like we live in fucking California, where dude is just like
everything.
Saying, dude,
man, woman, dog. Yeah.
I've yelled at inanimate objects and called them dude. Just fight with a seatbelt. Like, dude, come on. But like that possibility of like, I mean, I'm young-ish. So I don't ever plan on having kids, for a while, anyways. But like, there's that possibility. Like, I could have a daughter one day, and show her Doctor Who, and she'll be like, "I love this show."
Yeah.
Like I already like I have. It's that she'll watch it and maybe like, the Doctor's a girl now. Like they have that that Wonder Woman thing that they finally get to latch onto, and to me, that's even more awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a video that's going viral right now. A mom decided to videotape their daughter, like she's maybe 9, watching the reveal trailer, and it's like, just, what's going on? Okay, this, and it turns to the girl. I have never seen a child's face light up so much.
Like I said, that's awesome. Like I love.
It's 2017. We shouldn't have a problem with characters being different genders, especially fictional characters.
The broflake should not be as easily offended.
Yeah, I mean, there's people out there, numerous people who have maybe heard of Doctor Who, have maybe watched a couple episodes, but wasn't for them.
Dude, I had to unfollow, like, literally just out of principle alone. Like, one of, like, on Facebook, 90% of, or sorry, like 60% of, like, my actual Facebook feed is, like, memes.
Right.
And, like, the other 30 is, like, nerd news. And then maybe less than 10 is, like, actual friends and family. But one of the nerd sites that I followed was like, the Doctor is a female now, let's ban the show.
Why?
Unfollow.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense.
I went back to see if I could find the post later to show Jess. Long gone. I'm like, I don't even care. The fact that actually got through, fuck you, Broflake.
Yeah, at that point, just ridiculous. I mean, we're already seeing a boatload of new things expected from this upcoming Doctor Who, because you have, aside from a female Doctor, I think she's doing great. I loved her in Broadchurch, but she's also coming along with a brand new showrunner, Chris Chinball, who was actually the showrunner for Broadchurch.
Was he?
Yeah. So that's how they kind of.
Okay, I didn't know any of that. The only thing I knew was that it was female, and then she had done those two things.
In a recent interview, if I remember correctly, Chris was saying that he was actually going to offer the role of a female Doctor to the lead female character or actress from Broadchurch, but she turned it down.
She's patient zero.
So so Chris went to...
Like, you're talking about the actress that was in Hot Fuzz, right?
Yes.
That's all this talk of murder.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, she was already in Doctor Who. I mean, Capaldi did the same fucking thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. I mean, I can only imagine the amount of pressure it takes for an actor. Like, if you're going to take on the mantle of a franchise that's so beloved around the world, no matter what you do, you're going to be either loved or criticized or both simultaneously. Do you want to add that to your life?
One of the memes that I saw was like, if you're upset by this, you're not a real fan. Like, it was literally, it's like, if you are upset that you're a doctor, or that the Doctor is now a female, you know, making those claims of, it's James Bond, not Jane Bond. I'm like, first off, you sound like those assholes. Like, it's not Adam and Steve, it's Adam and Eve. Like, you sound like those fucks who shouldn't count as people. But, like, it's, if you're a fan of something, you're with them. Through thick and thin. Like, if your team's, if you're a football club or whatever, like, if they're just doing shit, like, you just you follow them regardless.
Yes.
Like, even if they're not the best, they're still your team and you believe them to be the best. Like, Doctor Who should be the same thing. Like, if you are in fact a fan, and if you're not, fuck off. Go follow something else, like Vampire Diaries or whatever the fuck you can go cry about.
Well, let me turn around and focus on something positive right now. One of the majority genres of the memes that are being released online because of this news, I love the fact that, okay, so you have Whittaker taking over the role of the 13th Doctor. She was initially on Broadchurch, as I've mentioned multiple times already. Who else was on Broadchurch?
Oh, 10.
Yeah, David Tennant. So there's been a boatload of memes and fan art and whatnot.
Yeah, I sent you guys one where it's like, quick, follow me. Be quick. You'll never be the oncoming storm if you run like that.
I mean, that stuff is just fantastic. I love that aspect of the fans that actually pull in onto that.
Yeah, they embrace it and they just kind of run with it.
Now, it makes me wonder, because obviously Christian Ball is, and Jodie Whittaker are friends with David Tennant. They've known each other for years, even before, Broadchurch. How much of a possibility you think during 13th run do you think Tennant will come back for an episode? Doctors love to come back every once in a while.
I think he might, but I don't think it'll be like an arc or anything like that.
No, but
it'll probably be like the 50th.
A one-episode thing. Yeah. I think something like that would be amazing. Just to see, that collaboration in there. And hell, throw Smith in there as well.
He's not doing anything.
Yeah, that's
Come
true.
on. What has he done lately? He did.
I mean, you can also try to get Eccleston.
Dude, they've been trying that fucking forever.
For years.
Who knows? Maybe the prospect of working with a lady doctor, he'd be like, fuck it, I'm in.
Might as well.
I mean, how sad is it?
He can teach her how to dance.
They resurrected a dead doctor before they got 9 back.
Yeah, they did.
You have a better chance at getting 1 than you do 9 coming back.
All right, anything for you to talk about for the Doctor? Other than this is awesome, it's great news, and if you're not a fan of it...
other than the Broflakes? No.
Yeah. I think we're good with
as far as I know, there's just the Broflakes, and then it's we're gonna get stuff. I'm assuming. I mean, skipping ahead, we'll probably find out more come Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Because they did already mention the fact that Capaldi is gonna be there, and they're gonna have something there. They'll probably show like a sneak peek of the Christmas special coming up that has fucking Filch, fucking Walder Frey showing up at some point.
So good.
And then Capaldi, and they'll probably do something.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Well, let's go out more real quick. Speaking of Comic-Con stuff, as of recording today, on Wednesday the 19th, tonight is actually the preview night. So
yeah, I was gonna say tomorrow's day one.
It is starting right now. I mean, we're obviously not going, but then again,
yeah, I hate people.
I've done it a few times. I don't see a benefit to going to Comic-Con anymore.
No, I mean, maybe there'll come a day where we'll be like, I'll go back for a day, just walk around, just get a day pass.
Kind of like what we did for
WonderCon.
WonderCon, yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe something like that, and it's not to go see panels because unless you want to waste your entire day at that panel, there's no point in even trying.
Right.
Maybe just be cool to walk around the floor.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like, if I'm there for 8 hours, I'm gonna spend 2 hours on the floor, and the rest of it seeing all the free shit outside.
Yeah. And most of the cool shit's already outside anyways.
Yeah.
All in the gas lamp, on the yard behind the convention center. That stuff's always, it's, for the most part, free.
Yeah, like that was the cool part when Adult Swim was like, fuck you, we're going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to the hotel across the street. Fuck, we're bigger. We need more than that now. We're just going to take out your guys' backyard in a boat.
Yeah. Just take over everything. Simpsons have done it with their dome in the back area. All the stuff for Rick and Morty this
I can only imagine, especially considering not this Sunday, but the Sunday after is the beginning of season 3.
Yes, and plus also they've expanded so much to the point that they're not only taking downtown, over. They've also
the Gaslamp District.
Yeah, well, the Gaslamp District, but they also dove into and taking over the entirety of Petco Park.
Yeah. Well, Adult Swim's done that a couple times. Like, that's what they do with, like, their big Saturday night party.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm talking about, like, out in the field.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, I mean, Loot Crate's going to have a big booth. They're not even going to be in Comic-Con proper.
My mom was talking about that. I don't know if you were there for that. Mm-hmm. I know she definitely mentioned it when we saw her on Saturday. She's like, we don't even have anything for the actual convention. We're going to have something at, like, the thing outside. And my sister and I are both like, well, it's not the marina out back. No, that's not it. It's not the hotel. That's probably too much. No. Petco Park? I think so.
Yeah.
The big baseball. Yeah, they're going to Petco Park. I'm like, it's not.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Because apparently they're like, it's not worth it because it's like $30,000 for a booth.
Oh, it's incredibly expensive. Now, the other, we'll dive into a moment about the whole culture of Comic-Con, how it's drastically changed over the years. But even some of the old long-standing usual players there, like Mile High Comics in, I think, Denver, Colorado, they've always had like this long booth on the wall somewhere in the convention center. To them this year, it was going to cost them $18,000 for that. This is just a small retailer.
Yeah.
Before that, they were going to gladly pay that, even though their revenue has been dwindling for years. But it's also probably the fact that the culture has changed not only on the floor itself, but the people who are running it. Because it seems from reading all these articles from these smaller companies who are pulling out, it's the new people who are running this. Is if you are not a major Hollywood production company, I don't give a rat's ass who you are.
Yep.
You pay me and you get the bare minimum. You're not going to get any other service no matter how many decades you've been here. So
I look forward to there being multiple booths for fucking fidget spinners.
Which is sad because they'll fucking sell out. Because that's the goddamn big thing right now.
I don't get it. But
I mean, okay, I'm going to veer off for a quick moment.
Okay. What kind of magic tricks are you grabbing back there? Respect. I see the 11th screwdriver.
Yeah, 12's in here too.
Really?
Yeah. I can't find it. Oh well. I was looking for it real quick. I don't know where I put it, but just to be curious about the whole fidget spinner thing, like, what the fuck is this shit? Why would it be
just
so
ball
good?
bearings that just...
Yeah. I was like at Walmart and they had one for like $3.75.
Okay.
I was like, fuck it, sure. Grab one, black one, spin it. That's it? That's seriously it? Why the fuck? This is not calm. It doesn't do anything. It's just spinning. My little fidget cube actually does work. Does stuff.
But you actually spent $3 something
I know.
on
I spent money on a fucking fidget spinner, and I used it once, and I tossed it in a drawer over here somewhere, and that's it. It is a waste of money and time.
You contributed.
No, okay, but here's the thing, though. You can go on there and online and find like novelty spinners and like.
Dude, I did see one that was like a Batman fidget spinner.
I did see
It was
that
like
one.
a giant batarang, and the guy just spun it like that. I'm like, I don't care. That's fucking awesome. And that's probably like some kind of special thing you can't actually buy, and you just made it.
You can buy them, but those specialty ones are, depending on who you buy them from, can be upwards of like $30 to $50.
For a Batman one, that's cool. If it looks like a batarang, yeah. Speaking of batarangs, did you ever?
So that's what you're gonna get for Christmas now.
No. Speaking of batarangs, though, did you ever? There's on ThinkGeek, like they have a batarang letter opener.
Oh, I've seen that. I want that.
No, did you see like the actual description they have it on?
No,
online?
I haven't seen the description.
It's like, or throwing it at bad guys. Our lawyers are gonna say that you shouldn't throw it at people, but let's be real, you're buying it just because it's a batarang.
Yes.
Like they're just like, no, we know what you're doing, but for legal reasons, don't do it. Wink.
It's kind of like with Disney when you go into their stores and it's like, we sell, those aren't shot glasses, those are toothpick holders.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that. We know what you're going to use it for, but to bypass any legality
Well, yeah.
we could possibly have on this, we're going to name it something different. So,
Actual conventions we gave a shit about, though.
well, before we get to that, is there anything at Comic-Con that we're really looking forward to?
Comic-Con in general? No. I mean,
Yeah.
What are we going to get this year? Probably Doctor Who, which again, I could find out fucking online.
Yeah, they stream most of these panels anyways online.
I mean, big movie-wise, I can't even fucking think of anything. Like, I'm sure there'll probably be something for, like, the cool movies, or, like, the big popcorny movies. Basically, think of any movie coming out in the next 2 years starring The Rock.
Yeah.
Like Jumanji or Rampage, they're probably going to have something there for that.
Rampage.
I can't take it seriously because all I think is just Archer yelling, Rampage!
You're not wrong.
I mean, the Rampage, the game I loved, in all its iterations. I mean, shit, we went to Arcade to 2084, which they're closing, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah. They've decided not to renew their lease, so I think in like 2 months, that's like, they're done.
Oh, we have to
or
go
some
back.
shit like that. But no, we went there the one time, like, you guys, like, you want to go play another game? No.
Yeah, no, you were on there for a good, like, 45 minutes.
If not longer.
If not longer, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I look forward to that movie coming out. I'm sure there'll be something for Jumanji. I mean, the big players like Marvel or Disney, they had their shit already.
Yeah,
I mean, at most, they'll probably have, like, their stage or booth, but it'll be, like, lackluster, like, oh, yeah, there.
I think they're going to have a panel there, but only about the Marvel TV series, because they didn't have anything about that at D23.
Remember our C-list shit you guys don't care about?
See, we're still at Comic-Con.
Yeah, we totally still care about Comic-Con. You guys totally care about the Inhumans, right? That's a thing? Agent Coulson. Yeah. We love you, Clark Gregg. That's not even a lie. I do love Clark Gregg.
Yes.
Or Greg Clark.
But then you have...
I don't fucking know. Agent Coulson.
Clark
You're
Gregg.
fucking amazing.
But then DC is trying to... DC and Warner Bros. Are trying to turn Comic-Con into, like, their playground, where they control everything, because they're going to have the biggest presentations, the biggest panel, the biggest stars.
Because Marvel got bought by Disney, and they decided to have their big dick wagging contest. Like, literally, they have their convention where it's, like, every other year. Like, they don't even have to have one every year. They have their
Screw
every
your
other
convention.
Yeah.
We have enough money to make our own convention.
Yeah, we've discussed this. They basically pulled a Bender.
Yeah.
I don't need you. I'll get my own convention. With blackjack and hookers. Or my own convention with Marvel and Mickey Mouse.
Star Wars and everything.
And literally, it's like all the cool shit you would have gone to Comic-Con for, or at least half of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's funny, though, is that people are, there's companies trying to get hype for Comic-Con. But most of the blogs
so
out
they
there...
can fucking justify spending that much for a
most of
booth
the
or a
news sites
presentation.
out there are still ranting and raving about all the shit that we're about to talk about from D23. Like, Disney just turned around and went, flop, that is what we have.
Yeah.
And you guys will be talking about this for weeks to come.
Yeah, they were literally dropped trowel, flopped on the table and went, suckle at the magnificence. Like, they didn't even have to try, and it was already fucking phenomenal, or way more. Like, they had one convention, but because Disney has become this giant fucking powerhouse of a thing with Star Wars and fucking Marvel, and then everything's still fucking Disney, like, they don't have to show up and try anymore. Like, they show up like... How can I word this? They show up like that basic white girl who would go to college, like that Monday class where you can tell she probably did something stupid the night before, like just sweatpants and like some kind of spaghetti strap and Uggs.
Here just for, like, for the participation credit for being here?
I'm just here because I have to be for attendance. There's a quiz today. Nah, I got an A on the test last week. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to try, and somehow it's like, yay!
Yeah. But besides, any big news out of it, there'll be presentations online. There'll be the trailers we can watch from the comfort of our own homes. We don't need to go down there and deal with the masses.
I don't have to worry about getting stabbed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I will never forgive Comic-Con for Twilight.
You're in my seat. Stab with a pen.
No cutsies. It wasn't even like a seat. It's like you cut in line, fucking stabbed to the face with a big pen.
Yeah.
Or the year after that, there was an old lady that got pushed into oncoming traffic.
Mm-hmm. And got like lightly, but still got hit by a car.
I thought didn't she die? Like she was old as fuck.
She was old as fuck. I don't remember.
I think she may have died, but still, someone got hit by a car. Because someone decided to give Kristen Stewart a career.
Of all the horrible things you could do in Hollywood. But anyways, let's get away from the bad stuff. Let's get to the
really good at sucking dick. Like, that's the only thing I can assume.
Absolutely something.
Because didn't like her fiance or boyfriend or her husband or some shit break up with her because she like sucked the dick of a director?
Something like that.
Like, she cheated.
Wasn't that for like the Huntsman or something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was something like that. Like, her boyfriend of like
years.
we
pay attention to drama. Or gossip.
Like, I only remember occasional details. I'm like, oh, okay. So she has like the Vince Vaughn eyes because she's staying up late at night. It's like, I need a job. Can't live off of that Bella money forever. I think that was her name, right? Bella?
I never saw
I can't live off of that Twilight money forever.
There you go. But let's talk about some good news. Let's get over to T23. Family friendly news.
Let's get away from dicks.
There was a lot that happened over the weekend for D23. Let's get through some of the big numbers real quick. They released a scale model of the new Star Wars land, which looks absolutely
okay. So
incredible.
We're jumping in balls deep with like all like Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
because the Star Wars hype that they did basically was half the fucking convention.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, not even like that. Like, the fact that they showed it, it's like, yeah, this is what you're getting. And everyone just kind of went, I still think it was funny. Like, I'd like to think I know a decent amount about Star Wars, you and I combined. But like I have two friends, Jeffrey Joyce, who literally, that dude knows more about Star Wars than anybody fucking should. Like, he could be that guy that's like, oh yeah, Lando Calrissian, this is his home planet, this was his wife, this was his mom's name. If you're uncertain, like, this was her maiden name, like, before she got married to his husband, like, and he could probably
just
fucking do that. Yeah,
into the
just
minutia.
all the extended lore, like this weird shit. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. You don't know who Mon Mothma is? Come on, man. I thought you would totally know that this is who she lost her virginity to back when she was in junior high. The fuck, Joyce? Like, he's that level of, like, fucking on it.
Oh, man.
Come on, you don't know Han Solo's blood type? It's like you're not even a fan. And my buddy Jeremiah, who he's really good at what he knows. Like, he's like, I read all the books. You can read? But they, like, I shared it with both him and Jeremiah's like, so when are we going to Star Wars land? 2 or 3 months after it comes out.
Because the lines are going to be absolutely
because I
crazy.
hate people.
Yeah.
My hatred of people definitely outweighs my love of Star Wars. Well, I look forward to them bringing back the Star.
Buzzed enough to try to tolerate the crowd so you can come and experience Star Wars land.
Catch-22, the amount that would actually take to do that.
Simultaneously kill you?
Will be enough to get me kicked out of Disneyland.
We'll find a way.
Don't get me wrong, I can hold my liquor, but again, at that point, I will be swaggering like Jack Sparrow all over the goddamn place.
But come on, it would be amazing. So the land is going to be called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Disney was very smart to call this a new planet on the Outer Rim, which allows them to do whatever the fuck they want there because they have carte blanche. They're not beholden to the fans like, oh, you're on this planet? Well, then this has to be here.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
there's
has
no
to do
asshole that's like Joyce, who could sit there and map out all of fucking Hoth and be like, no, that doesn't make sense. Because the Wampa Cave where Luke was held capture was like 2 kilometers to the east, and then over here is where the base camp was. You know what? You can't have the generators there because those were actually north, not south. Like, he's not an asshole like that at all. Like, he would be that one getting drunk and probably trying to molest Mickey Mouse. Or not even drunk. He'll just sit there and be like, yeah, what's up, Mickey? And, like, dude's delightful in general. But he's that guy that could point out those inaccuracies, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of that in this land, because right off the bat, you're going to have the rebels have their own little base there. On the opposite side, you will have a little encampment from the First Order.
Can I talk shit against Boba Fett again?
Yes, you can. It's actually going to get a little more interactive than that, because there's also going to be, like, Jabba's Palace in the back, too, or he has a little restaurant there. There's going to be 2 main attractions there, rides. One is basically you're in the middle of a battle with the First Order.
Okay.
And the other one is you're actually piloting the Millennium Falcon, which is going to be amazing. But tied in with Disney's, they've been testing this for a while, resort-wide free Wi-Fi. To connect to, to your phone. It's not for you to have free Wi-Fi. It's for them to track your ass and do everything, just see what everything you do. So say you're piloting Millennium Falcon, and you just do really, really bad.
Well, yeah, because the cool thing about the Millennium Falcon ride, or at least what they've talked about loosely, was the fact that it's like one of those books from back in the day where it's like, do you want to go left or right? To turn left, you go to page 36. To turn right, go to page 97.
Right.
97.
Choose your own adventure books,
It'll figure that shit out, and it'll, like, track you that way or some shit, right?
So whatever decisions you make, it'll be on a scale, I'm sure. Those actions will actually have effects. Like, if you do really well in this game or this ride, that someone from the Republic the Rebels may come find you somewhere in the land and say, I heard that you did fantastic at this piloting the Falcon. Here is a medal of honor for someone.
I did the castle run in 2 parsecs.
2 parsecs. Or if it's like, if you did really bad, they'll sick bounty hunters on you.
Good.
Yeah.
I would do terrible on purpose.
Just to get the bounty hunters?
Just to make eye contact with Boba and just be like, what's up, bitch? Yeah. I would rather watch The Rocketeer again than watch any movie starring you. Because at least The Rocketeer had Timothy Dalton.
It was in line.
Oh, dude, I still love... Did I ever send that to you? There's like a meme somewhere that's like, my generation didn't have dabbing. In our generation, we just went like this.
Yes, I've seen that.
I'm like, yes. D-Generation X, son.
But going back, Star Wars Galaxy Edge looks amazing. We're going to find out more in 2019. That's not all the Star Wars news in terms of the theme parks, because, yes, there's one in Walt Disney World as well. They're going to be about the same in terms of design and layout. But Walt Disney World is also getting a
hotel.
Basically a LARPer's dream, because it's going to be a Star Wars-themed hotel to the point where you will actually be putting on costumes, interacting with the cast, trying to do your own missions and whatnot.
It better just have jizz on 24-hour loop. Just that, the Cantina song just on repeat. That's what I want.
You know it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Plus, not to mention, eventually there's going to be maybe a Star Wars themed hotel, but at least the Cantina will show up in one of the Disney hotels here on the West Coast.
Yeah, the fact that, they have to make 2 more hotels here in Anaheim? 3. Sorry, they have to make 3 more. Come on, man, get your ASL correct. 3. This way, you're just a British asshole telling someone to go up yours.
Yep.
3. I hope for Marvel, and I hope for Star Wars. Dude, if they do a Star Wars one, when you get old enough, you can retire and be in a jizz band.
Yeah.
You've already got the hair here, just get, like, the rest of it, and you look like that weird wolf guy that just kind of goes... fucking sipping on blue milk all day in air conditioning.
Just playing a banjo or something like that.
You're not in the Hungry Bear Jamboree or Country Bear Jamboree. Jizz band. You can play your trumpets. Your tromboner.
All right. I like the idea. Yeah. I like the idea. Speaking with the lands and for California Adventure, a few more things. They're going to rebrand Paradise Pier as Pixar Pier. So more Pixar is awesome. And they confirmed that, yes, they are building a Marvel land. in California Adventure.
I did think of something earlier today, though.
Huh.
Making it California Adventure was possibly the most brilliant thing they could have done. Because literally, all those attractions that were the original California Adventure, super fucking cheap.
Yes.
And the fact that it was, like, landlocked, they don't have to worry about, like, branching out, like, say, Six Flags. Like, the cool thing about Six Flags Magic Mountain is they're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
So they expand out to their heart's
But
content.
they can keep growing and growing. Worst case scenario, it's like has like a housing development somewhere, and they just give them the bird and build Battle for Metropolis Justice League or whatever the fuck it's called. But it's like, oh, you love Pixar?
Yeah.
We didn't have the money for it before, but
Now we do.
we're gonna get rid of like Maliboomer because you guys didn't give a fuck about
No
that.
one gave shit about
and
that.
we're just gonna make Pixar Pier. Guys, hyped about that? Yeah. Like, look at all the rides that are part of Bugs Land or whatever. That's literally ripe for becoming something else if it isn't already planned.
Yeah.
Like, literally, they spent pennies on the dollar basically recreating Carney rides.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which could easily be replaced.
all it did was give them more time to build more money because those rides basically paid for themselves and then some probably within that first year of being open.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention...
And you can get drunk in DCA.
Yeah. We've actually turned DCA into a pub crawl of sorts.
No, it's too expensive. You get loaded beforehand and then go.
You don't want to spend, $200 on beer.
Like, before going to Star Wars Land, hopefully by then I'll have the Darth Revan completed.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome.
Sorry, I like making Star Wars drinks, and I want to make a giant one for Darth Revan.
Yes.
Just basically a fishbowl, but it'll get you fucking drunk.
Mm-hmm.
A fishbowl of one, if you will. I can legitimately say, give me your finest aquarium of booze.
Oh, it'd be so good.
But even better, let's see, there's Pixar Land taking over. I think they mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, the Hollywood backlot's basically going to become like Marvel Central.
It basically is that right now.
Which, again, that surprised me more than anything. Because as far as I knew, like, Universal had that shit by the gonads because they're Adventure Island.
Disney must have been trying to figure that shit out for years, ever since they were considering buying Marvel.
I think the second they bought Marvel, they knew exactly what they were doing. Like, I even told you about a buddy of mine. Like, I truly believe at that point they were just like, okay, cool. How can we finagle or, like, within legal reasons justify doing this?
Because you gotta imagine, they didn't buy it for the properties. They bought it for the fucking merchandising rights.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
Get that Lucas money, son.
Exactly. Some other, let's go back to some more Star Wars news. You brought up earlier, Star Wars Battlefront 2, they finally showcased more about the single-player campaign.
Shiva Kamini Sandakram.
It looks... The problem is, I want to believe
I've been
the
hurt
hype.
before,
I want to believe the hype. It just looks so goddamn
Taco Bell,
good.
dude. You hurt me last time. You hurt me good. But I feel like this time it'll be different. The battered ex-girlfriend theory. They said this time it'll be different. They said it won't be like last time. Do you trust them? I mean, shit, I spent $70 because I bought the special edition one. It's like, yeah, it comes with the extra map and all this, and it's like, oh yeah. But when you open it up, it's like, you don't get that extra map until like a month later when we're actually done with it.
Yeah.
And
and
even
by the
then,
way,
you can buy that map, for like $1 2 months from now. You spent $10 more just to have it early.
just to say you
Not
had
even early. Like, you get it earlier. Like, you don't even get it the day it comes out.
it. And once they try to nickel and dime everybody to death on that one. If you actually bought everything that Battlefront 1 had available DLC-wise, for maps, for characters, it was, what, like $170 or something like that?
You get fucking Bosk as a downloadable character. Who the fuck gives a shit about Bosk? What's wrong with you? The only reason why I know who he is because I have the Star Wars cookbook where there's a recipe called Bosk brownies. Okay? I don't give a shit. He had the Doctor Who orange spacesuit, and he was a fucking lizard.
Yep.
If you even think about it, he even kind of looks like Madame Vastra.
Kinda, yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
So hopefully we won't be too burned this time. How about this? I will buy it this time because you bought the first one and it was a turd. That way, if the second one ends up being a turd,
I'm not even 100% sure where it is at this point.
Yeah.
I don't. It may be here. It may be at home.
Maybe. I have no idea. Oh, yeah.
My controller's here somewhere. If that should tell you
Yeah,
how much.
it's still in the first drawer over there. Yeah.
Again, that should tell you how much I even give a shit about the goddamn thing.
Yeah, that
like
is
the only reason
true.
why I have like the bullshit gray camouflage one there's a term for that. Isn't it like urban camouflage? Where it's like your color scheme but like camouflage?
Urban, yeah, I'm guessing.
I don't remember. Like Dom bought that remote, and it's like shit. I can't exactly take your remote, so I'll use mine when I go to Jason's. You want to take your remote with you? Just fucking leave it here. I'm not playing any multiplayer anytime soon.
Yeah.
The only game I have is Battlefront 1.
Yeah. You're not gonna be playing that. But
Fuck that game, EA. You hurt me. You cut deep.
I had to give props to Lucasfilm because
You 13 Reasons Why me. You took that razor blade and you cut deep, and you went down the street, not across. Made me want to soak in a hot bath. Listen to depressing emo music like I was in high school.
have some repressed emotions there, are we?
Jesus Christ.
But to move on, Lucasfilm actually announced they teamed up with Lenovo to make some hardware for an augmented reality headset and visor, which I'm all hyped for. It's supposed to be
really?
I'm hyped for this because it works to Lucasfilm's and Star Wars advantage. So,
okay.
The whole thing with augmented reality right now is you're going to use either a headset or you use your phones, like this one is going to use, for like a little semi-transparent mirror, so you can see an overlay of what you're looking at. With companies like Microsoft spending $3,500 a piece for their HoloLens, which is a very small screen that can actually do that, the results are lackluster at best at this moment, though. And if you use a phone, it's going to be not nearly as possible, and you're going to have this like bad sheen to any graphics you put up there. That'll still match with everything that you're looking at. But the way I look at it, that looks like a bad hologram. What do all the holograms in the original trilogy look like? They look kind of like bad holograms, like they were...
Here's the problem I have, though. It's not going to be just that. I know in their presentation they showed you their weird Star Wars holo chest. Chess?
Chess.
That's what it is, chess. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
I mean, black and white checkerboard, but circular, whatever.
Yeah.
For that, yes. But they're going to focus it more on other things. This is going to be the goddamn Star Wars Kinect game all goddamn over again. The only difference is, instead of the peripheral just being a little lens, you have to have this giant bulky thing on your face. It's Remember when, what the fuck was it called? When PlayStation had their version of the Wii remotes?
Move, yeah.
It's that. It's an extra peripheral that's like, yeah, this is kind of cool, but it's going to amount to nothing because the problem is we're too clunky. We're literally, I think technology-wise, this is the first time we've gotten to a point where we like a lack of clutter. The 80s and 90s were all about building and having
the most stuff.
Yeah, having all these different extra devices and things, like having physical things, like that was something. Birth of the VHS, beta, DVD.
Right.
Even I have DVDs. But think about it. Movies, books, music. I could not fucking tell you the last time I bought a CD. Actually, no, I can't tell you the last time I bought a CD. It was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I bought a fucking Coldplay CD for Rachel. Wasn't even for me. Because all my music is Spotify. No clutter, and it's everything I want.
Yeah.
When was the last time I bought a DVD?
A long time ago.
Couldn't fucking tell you because I have Netflix. We have these ways of getting rid of clutter. Or, actually, no, I take back. The last movie I technically bought was the Justice League Dark.
Okay.
And that was how many months ago?
That was a while ago, yeah.
Digital. I do not have a physical copy of it. Buying something extra to have that on there, just this cumbersome thing. And even then, it's kind of like, remember, what the fuck was that? The Star Trek thing. Was that E3, not last year, but the year before? Where it's like all your friends can pretend they're on the Enterprise.
Bridge crew. Yeah.
Sure. But the only way that works is if everyone has their little device.
Yeah.
The only way this weird AR thing works is if, you and I, the only ways we could play it is if we each had one.
It's a very expensive proposition.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's expensive. It's encumbersome. It's not going to work. I think the only way this will ever work is if eventually 2 years ago at E3, remember when they had their like tabletop thing?
Mm-hmm.
The only way that's going to work is if they can bring the pricing down of that. And granted, I would love if it was today. I understand we're probably not going to see this until fucking years from now. But headsets and extra shit that's not going to work. It's going to be some extra thing. It's the fucking Power Glove.
Okay. I totally get where you're coming from on this, but we're kind of I'm diametrically different from you on this from you. You have problems of buying stuff because it's all cluttered, whether it's an accessory, it's a DVD, it's a Blu-ray, it's a CD, whatever, any of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
How many times have I bought like a Blu-ray and I completely forget that I even opened it up until
I can go over there and
2
find
months
like
later.
5 of them.
Yeah, most of the Blu-rays up there's like, cool, I wanted this. I bought it 4 months ago. It's still in its shrink wrap, but I will get to it eventually because I like having a physical copy of it. I enjoy having.
I used to be that way, and I can't do it.
I enjoy having a lot of stuff digital on my phone. I have it on my iPad. Like, I can put more on those than I can carrying like books and shit with me. I appreciate that, and I use that on a daily basis.
Books is the one thing I don't get rid of.
But the thing is, when you come to little tchotchkes, little figures, little, when they, all these little physical things, including these little headsets, I am all for this. The fact that I can toss my phone into a little, visor and basically be able to play a game right there in front of me, I think that's fucking amazing. And I'm going to be buying that day one.
If Jess lets you.
I'll be buying that day
If Jess lets you.
We'll see what happens.
I will throw that asterisk phrase in there, if Jess lets you.
I'll find a way to buy it.
I'm sorry, your Switch?
I bought it day one.
Because?
She agreed to it.
She let you.
She agreed to it.
I'm sorry.
Anyways.
What did you give up in for that? Stuff. Didn't you have to give up your Xbox 360?
Which was sitting there collecting dust. That was my decision.
So is all your other stuff. Mister, I have DVDs still in their fucking shrink wrap for 4 months. Collecting dust.
I do.
I mean, granted, the amount of dust in this room is few and far between because you have fucking fans going at all times.
Yeah, of course.
Like, the most amount of dust I think you'll ever find in any single spot in this room is what's attached to the fan because it hasn't fucking blown off yet.
Yeah, that's very true.
Not there's a problem with that, but...
No, I can see both sides. I can see where you're coming from. I like to see not have that much clutter, but I also like the, shiny and having something physical in my hand.
If
I mean, look at my figure collection.
If I
Things
was...
that I spent... I've actually... I've talked to Jess about this, and she got flabbergasted, but all the figures that I have been collecting since like 2000.
You could have paid for the wedding and then some.
I haven't bought one in like a year and a half.
Okay, but how many has just bought you in that year and a half?
2.
So
the amount of money I have spent on figures and collectibles throughout the years equals something around like $4,000 to $5,000. How much money have I spent on computer parts and stuff in here? Physical things that I like to use. Not that we need it, but it actually is nice, and I enjoy that.
The computer parts, you get a free pass. Because to me, the computer parts doesn't count because that is it has practical use to it.
Okay.
Jess might use the computer, or even then, she might use you who you use the computer. I'm sorry, have you still finished that whatever scrapbook or video you're supposed to finish?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
She would not shut the fuck up. For
I know that. I remember.
You weren't even around, and I had to hear it. And it's like, Jess, I don't have the computer. I don't have the know-how. Yeah, but Jason said I understand.
Yeah.
But I have no control over this. But he said,
Yeah, I know.
I love you, and I'll leave it at that.
No, but I get what you're getting at there. I like a lot of physical things. I like having stuff. It's one of my big weaknesses. Ooh, that's shiny. Oh, I can somewhat afford that. I'll be getting better at that, but that's my problem.
Sorry.
On the other end, like
in Hellboy 2, like the little guy that was in like the wheelchair, who just like took the little blade thing, is shiny.
Yes.
Like I just had that image of you just like bombing around like shiny.
Shiny.
Shiny wants it. I want that which is mine.
I have a problem.
It's like a baby just reaching for it, making like a palsy hand, like, yes, that. I wants it. I'm fucking...
God damn it.
Oh, no, I made the joke recently over this past week, and it's like, I don't even remember what I said, but it was fucked up. And I looked at my mom, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm going to hell. She goes, that's cool, I'll beat you there. She basically said something along the lines of, like, that's cool, I'll make sure the beer is cold by the time you get there, or some shit like that. I'm like, Now I definitely know I came from you, despite the fact that I'm like a foot taller than you and then some.
Yeah. But I mean,
Back on.
yeah, we go on. But yeah, so Lucasfilm is teamed up with Lobo to make some AR hardware. It'll be very cool. I'm hoping it's gonna be very cool.
I do have to say this, best part of the Battlefront 2 presentation, besides them basically trying to wag their dick around, was John Begonia.
Boyega.
Whatever. The dude from Attack the Block, which also starred the new Doctor.
Yes.
Was him basically making the joke about the story campaigning. He was just like, yep. And who took to Twitter and fought for you guys?
You're welcome.
Oh, that man's delightful.
He is. He really is.
Even if he did.
And even when he was mentioning on stage, like, I'm going to start owning all of you online when this game comes out. I believe he's going to be on there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Probably secretly hidden as like FinFan 208 or some shit like that.
Something like that, yeah.
What made it even better was the fact that like he threw like a bunch of shit recently at Game of Thrones. He's like,
oh yes.
Why don't you guys have any black people on Game of Thrones? And the worst part is I actually had to sit there and be like, season 1, no.
No, season 2.
No. See, what about season 3? No. What? Oh, fucking hell.
Hey, if Ed Sheeran can show up on Game of Thrones,
I'm sorry, that's something I still don't get.
Why that happened, I still don't know how. I don't know.
I like Ed Sheeran. Like, he's not. I enjoy his music. I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But like the fact that everyone's like, someone made a fucking Twitter thing, like their post or whatever, was like the 3 people I want to see die in Game of Thrones was like Joffrey, Wiggle Bits that took Greyjoy's dick, and then it's like Ed Sheeran. Why are you guys hating on Ed Sheeran so much? Like, I didn't watch the episode for the most part because I kind of fell asleep out of respect for Dom.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to see it. But if I'm not mistaken, he just kind of sang and, like, passed shit to Arya.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Like,
That's
he's saying,
all.
his one line was like, it's new. When Arya asked, like, that's a beautiful song. What song is that? It's new. I mean, the only way it could have been bad is if, like, he threw her a wink and it's like, it's off my new album, Divide. Yeah, I know the names of his albums. The man's delightful. But he also gave birth to like a meme of like him standing next to Bran, because one of the lyrics in one of his songs is "When your legs don't work like they used to," and it's him just sitting there. And it's like, oh Jesus.
But yes,
Tangent aside,
let's start that campaign. John Boyega to be in Game of Thrones season 7 somewhere.
have him voice a dragon. I don't even care.
Something.
It'll be like Sean Connery and Dragonheart. We can just have John Begonia fucking voice one of the dragons. Just show up. It's like, what's up, Khaleesi? And then, like, fuck someone up. I'm down.
I like it. It could happen. Make it happen.
The one thing I will say about the giant dick wagging of Star Wars, and it was really cool, it just kind of made me laugh. Like, out of everything they showed, like Battlefront, like, that was kind of the big thing, and that was a video game.
Yep.
And even then, that seemed more like a giant apology.
It really was.
Like, they've been nonstop apologizing for one.
And honestly,
since we all caught on to their bullshit.
And I really hope they learned their lesson, because there was a bunch of hype for Battlefront 1, and that just sucked ass.
Okay,
and
then, one, they've already announced single-player campaign, which is all we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us didn't even care about the price gouging and bullshit DLC. We understand that kind of comes with gaming nowadays. And for most of us who love Star Wars, most of us have the expendable income. We understand.
Right.
We didn't care about that. We didn't care about all the unfair, usual shit you'll see with online multiplayer. Fine with that.
Okay.
Like, all these things we're willing to forgive. Except for the one player. And, like, that was the first thing they apologized for. Then they came back and said, remember all that shit you guys were upset about DLC? No, like, you already apologized for single player, and you said you were correcting that. DLC, free for, like, the first, like, 3 or 4 months or some shit like that.
Anything that's going to be available in that 3 or 4 months is going to be free if you bought the game.
Yeah, and it's like, remember you were upset about all these things, like you didn't get all these characters that you wanted in the DLC and all this other shit? Here's who we're promising off the get-go. Like, they're just like, they were they were like, they were that ex-boyfriend or girlfriend that knew they fucked up.
See, I've changed. I've done this and this and this.
Like, they knew they fucked up, and they were apologizing for stuff to gain your favorite that they didn't even do.
Yeah.
like Battlefront 1 was one step away from apologizing. It's like, look, the Great Depression happened. We're sorry. We didn't mean to crucify Jesus. The Holocaust, that was my bad too. I was just in a really weird place at that time. But I'm different now. Like, literally, that's what I saw this presentation as.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, aside from the actress that plays Shiva, I'm a gamer. I'm like you guys, right? Games.
That part, it was always a bit
It's like,
strange.
bitch, stop trying so hard.
Like, I know she'll do a fantastic job in the...
Oh, she's not a bad actress, like the few things I've seen her in. But, like, she was... Remember Olivia Munn when she was on Attack of the Show? I'm a nerd like you guys.
Yes.
Sometimes I do cosplay.
I want to be respected as an equal, but I'm also going to show up in a latex maid outfit and jump around into a giant pool of like pudding or something.
I'm not pandering, but Star Wars. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah. The only people who were pandering harder than that actress were the hosts. Why did they get fucking YouTube stars to host this goddamn
Get that
thing?
young audience.
I mean, the guy's name apparently was Jack's Septic Eye.
Young audience.
Yeah. Anyway.
They already have our money. We're dumb.
Yeah, this is
We
true.
love Star Wars.
Coming soon, Star Wars, the closety bag.
They could not have apologized they could have apologized almost not at all and released Battlefront 2.
Yep.
One of us would have bought it regardless.
Yes. Yeah, very true.
But new kids who don't know any better, you have to get them.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we're train spotting too. We already knew what we were in for.
God, that's the best analogy.
You're welcome.
Well, let's dive into the big video game that they were talking about, Kingdom Hearts 3. They finally
Best part of the trailer was Japanese Donald Duck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jessica could not stop laughing for like 5 minutes. I fucking shit you not. Look,
I mean,
I had to replay it because I missed so much. Because when Jessica starts laughing,
oh yeah, no.
like it's infectious. But when it happened, like she went off, and I'm like, her little eyes disappeared, and like the whole rest of it, like the whole Toy Story cool bits,
Yes.
I completely missed, and I had to restart like twice because I'm like, oh my god, this was funny, but your laughter trying to comprehend someone speaking Japanese. Not trying, but they were speaking Japanese, but they were doing a Donald Duck accent with it. Like Goofies, it still sounds Japanesey. There's a very heavy Japanese influence behind it, much like Sora. I mean, it doesn't sound like Haley Joel Osment. It definitely has that I'm speaking. Like, their voice is retardedly deep. Sorry, especially deep. Apparently, it's insensitive to say retarded in that sense. But it is slow. Bass does come from a slower wavelength, so... Fuck you, I'm correct. But no, that trailer was really cool, though.
It really was. The fact that you end up in Andy's room and going through the whole Toy Story...
You fight on
universe.
Andy's front yard.
Yeah, because you have to go to a local toy store.
And the only reason why you know Heartless are around is because the Heartless kidnapped Andy.
Yeah. It's a stretch.
And
but
Japan will always find a way to incorporate giant mech suits.
Yes.
Because
oh god, that was amazing.
Gundams.
They're fighting the Heartless in Andy's room. They're fighting the Heartless in the front yard. Okay, they're fighting the Heartless in this toy store.
In Al's toy barn, and then magically...
Where the hell did these fucking mechs come from?
Not even that. Like, the entire time they were in what looked like Al's toy barn. I can assume that's the only toy store I know in that universe. Like, it showed him take over and be in a mech suit 3 times. Mm-hmm. Like, just in case you weren't sure, you can pilot a mech suit. Sora, do it again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give us a twirl. One more time, just to make sure you drive the point home. And not to mention the fact that, we've seen progressions of the Keyblade as it's gone on. In 1, you just kind of had the one Keyblade, but you had the keychains to accentuate what it was.
Here's the
thing,
In
2,
though.
You got a second Keyblade, which is pretty cool. And then you had your fusions with Donald or Goofy, where you could that was where you would either get the second Keyblade, or you would fucking hover around on one like it's some goddamn Back to the Future hoverboard.
Yes.
Or in his final form, like he just kind of like holds them out like he has Pope hands.
Yes.
And just kind of flings them around everywhere.
Through his willpower, he'll just go out.
Yeah. Like it was very weird. And then in this one, because again, Japan...
Gotta jump in on the Transformers money.
No. Because Japan we're gonna magically give him a giant gun that's 4 times the size of his body, because why not? Oh, also, he can fuse them together and make a giant hammer that's 4 times the size of his body.
Or something else, yeah.
Because our drill will be the drill that'll pierce through the heavens.
Mm.
Don't believe in you. Believe in me that believes in you.
The thing is, Disney and Square Enix, or Squeenix as I'd like to call them.
Yeah, that always threw me off. It is Square Enix, right?
Square Enix. I just call them Squeenix.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know more Japan shit than I do, so I never.
That's not even really Japan. That's just a me thing, like me.
But that's just it. I don't know now. Like there are times where you could say shit, and I'll just be like, that makes sense. He's around those Anime Expo people. Like he probably knows some kind of ancient Japanese secret. Like he knows how to pronounce that shit.
God no.
Meanwhile, it's like, no, I'm just way too gullible in your bullshit.
All the stories I could talk about how horribly out of place I was when I was in Japan, but we'll get to that in another episode.
That's because you're like a 1.5 feet taller than them.
And also the size of Godzilla to a few of them.
But you're Totoro.
I told you that the whole time this one kid was playing with his PSP, bumped into me as we were walking to like a meeting and whatnot, looked up and saw me, a giant fucking, American. It started running and screaming, running the other way, going, Gojira!
See, you're more Totoro. Like, you're not really threatening.
No.
You got them baby blues and that fucking... Did you have the beard at that time?
No, I was clean shaven.
That explains you probably look like a pedo.
Aww. Yeah, you're probably right. But anyway, so Kingdom Hearts 3 announced a Toy Story world you can be playing with. It comes out in 2018, that they say. We know that could easily push back.
Didn't they announce 2017 like 2 years ago?
Yes, they did. And then earlier on this year, they said they plan on releasing Kingdom Hearts 3 and a few other games over the next 3 to 5 years.
I swear to fucking God, if you fucking heard us like Half-Life 3 Square Enix.
We're working on it, we swear. 20
yeah,
odd
it's
years
happening
later.
Eventually. Like, if it has to be one of those goddamn games, I have to sit down, my grandchild, hypothetically speaking, sit down like my grandchild and be like, you don't understand, when I was in high school.
I played Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, high school, I was in, yeah. It's like, because Kingdom Hearts 1 I played later.
Okay.
By the time I got around to Kingdom Hearts 1, I was in high school, and I got, like, the PS2 thin. Like,
Okay.
not even the original one, because I think the original PS2, when that came out, that was when I was still in junior high. Because that would have been 2000 to 2002, which I think fits that timeline.
Okay.
Because that was GameCube days. PS2 was around the same time as GameCube.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
15 years ago. I have to jump in my DeLorean to try to figure out time frames now.
I mean, how old do you want to feel?
The mind ain't what it used to be.
You want to feel old? I mean, all the kids in high school right now never even lived in the 20th century.
I know. Let's try to ignore that. But no, as long as they eventually make this game, like they may have been smart in the sense that they've waited so long. The hype train has already left the station and come back and dropped people off and went, oh, all right. So expectations aren't going to be so high. It'll literally be when that game finally comes out, it's like, holy shit, it was actually released? No, but there's these cool new...
No, it was released.
It came out,
actually,
though, right? Yeah, no, but like Sora could... Shut your fucking whore mouth. So you're telling me the game's been released, though. Like, I can...
Because they'd make all the different games out for the handheld market. Then they did the HD remix version for the PS3.
How many times?
I know. But put it this way. For the Amazon Prime sale, the one game that I bought myself was a combination of Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 for PS4.
That was the newest one. Yeah, but that was the newest one.
No, it's not the newest one. There's a newer game than that. It's Kingdom Hearts 2.8. I'm not kidding you. There's a game 2.8.
I'm not even going to say it.
It's like the Street Fighter series where they went for years to try to think of different alternate versions of saying Street Fighter without calling it Street Fighter 3.
Oh, yeah. Even I forgot about those years. Well, no, they eventually made a 3.
They eventually made a 3. I mean, they're on 5 now or
but
6.
like 3 was like that weird, like, how can we churn out just a little bit of extra?
But before they came out, they had 2, then like Or one,
Well-
two Ultra Edition, two like.
Well, because there was two Champion Edition. There was two Ultimate Champion Edition.
yes. Like
Because
Hypo Evo X. or
yeah,
something
well,
like
because
that.
when 2 first came out, it was just that was it. The playable characters, that was all you got. You didn't
Yep.
get Vega, you didn't get Balrog, you didn't get T-Hawk,
Right.
and you didn't Cammy. No, Cammy.
No,
I think,
Cammy, you got Cammy.
Not in 2. The original 2, Cammy wasn't part of the original roster.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no, because Cammy was 2 Ultra.
She was one of the later
Yeah,
iterations.
yeah.
Like the
But
big,
we're
yeah.
way off.
But cool is as long as we fucking finally get the game. Like I was super into that shit. Like at one point I even had like those motorcycle chains. Like I had that I bought from like online for like $30.
You were about to say you went to Hot Topic.
No, I bought something else from Hot Topic. That's why I had to stop myself. That I actually bought for Jess, and then it broke in the bag home. My little Razor scooter was riding a little too rough that day. But I had that like Crown motorcycle chain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had that shit. I had the manga. Manga was actually not bad, or at least what I had was like 1
not
through
bad.
4 was just Kingdom Hearts 1, but in like
Yeah.
manga form. It wasn't bad, but I loved you at one point, Kingdom Hearts. And then you turned me into that girl that got stood up on a date.
Over.
You said we were going to go to breakfast the next morning, and you were gone. So what the fuck? But no, let's hope
That's why
3
he
comes
drinks
out
so
and it's
much to
amazing.
hide the pain.
That's how I make other people tolerable.
To wrap up things for D23, they had a bunch of movie news. And those are the last things we get to is the movie news. They had some information about the upcoming live-action Dumbo, about the cast. Didn't really have any trailers for it.
Dumbo didn't really do anything. It's like, hey, you know those people you already knew were in it?
Yeah, the villain for
Hey,
this...
Michael Keaton's in it. He's the ringleader. Cool. What else can you tell us? It's happening?
Yeah, it's happening. We're working on it. Okay.
The only way they could have surprised me at one point is if they turned around and it's like, by the way, here's who we had playing Jim Crow. He's in it.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
that will probably never fucking happen. They also fucking lightning round it. I mean, we kind of have to.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 2 is going to be very meta Disney-esque because Ralph and friends go to the internet, and one of the websites they go to is ohmydisney.com, and they have a new character named Yes,
Yes.
who is basically an amalgamation of BuzzFeed.
Which I can only hope she's the bad guy.
Incredibles 2, you cannot do no wrong, Breadbird. You better do something. Well, you can't do no wrong when it comes to Incredibles.
But
Really?
you're too late. 15 years too late.
God, I love the fact that that's actually happening.
We also have Mary Poppins, which they released the trailer for that.
Yeah, it's just
starring Emily Blunt, which I like Mary Poppins. I look forward to seeing how that turns out.
a lot of people go crazy for Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's going to be in it as well.
I hope he plays like a Burt character.
What else did they talk about? They announced the cast for the upcoming live-action Aladdin. People who are playing Aladdin and Jasmine, I've never heard of before. Neither
Jasmine was
else.
the Pink Power Ranger.
Was she?
Yeah. The girl
No
playing
shit.
Jasmine was the Pink Power Ranger in the most recent live-action abortion.
No shit. The genie this time around is actually going to be played by Will Smith.
Which I'm cool with.
There better be a DJ Jazzy Jeff reference somewhere.
Well, no, because it could have gone one of two ways. They could have gone for someone who's going to do their own thing, and it could be good.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could have gone for someone that's going to do an Aladdin impersonation, or sorry, a genie impersonation, and pretend to be Robin Williams for 90 minutes. And that could have been disrespectful and fucking weird.
But at that point, they can go with Dan Castaneda, who voiced Aladdin, voiced
Jamie
Genie.
Acosta.
Really?
Do you know who that is?
I'm drawing a blank.
Jamie Acosta, if you guys don't know who he is, Jamie Acosta is a very famous, he was one of like the original Vine people, or at least he did a lot of Vine videos. Man does amazing impersonations online. He's done a lot of Robin Williams ones.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fuck. Like it's
Is he,
not,
like, on-
like everyone does, like they're like, there's that bullshit walking impersonation where it's like, yeah, you're good or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know what you're doing. You could close your eyes and hear Robin Williams. You can see his face when he's doing some of his shit.
Wait, you show me
And
these
it's
videos of
fucking
him doing,
Robin
like,
Williams.
Yeah, like not just Aladdin, but like Morton
Morgan
Mindy.
Mindy,
Yeah.
fucking Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
He actually did a really, really good short film where he plays Han Solo. That was pretty good. I think we may have even talked about it on a previous episode. Fuck it. Get rid of Will Smith. What are you gonna do? Give him more money so he can fund his bullshit son's weird endeavors? Fuck you, Karate Kid. Just Jamie Acosta do it.
There you go. They showed a trailer for A Wrinkle in Time, starring Oprah Winfrey as Mrs.
The new
What's-It.
Narnia. Well, because that was one of those super Jesus books once you look past everything.
It really was. It really was. So we'll see how that one turns out. They also revealed the first look at Avengers Infinity War. And yes, there's going to be scenes where you're going to have all 30 heroes that we have been introduced to on screen at once. And they're all going to be working with each other to fight Thanos and his army, his children, and their minions underneath him. There's a scene right off the bat with Doctor Strange putting up magic, just portal points, I guess you can put up in the sky, for Star-Lord to use
and
as
Spidey too, isn't it?
to jump off of. But it's just the first scene.
Okay.
Then there's also Black Panther and Spidey.
Spidey apparently, I mean, fuck you if you haven't seen the movie, whatever. I still haven't. Spidey gets like a special new suit at the end of it.
It's horrible.
Apparently it
it's
debuts
horrible.
more of that.
Absolutely fucking horrible.
Haven't seen it.
I'm not going to say anything other than that. We will go see it soon. But you'll agree, it's god-awful.
How awful? Scarlet Spider awful?
It's close to Scarlet Spider.
Or, Future Foundation awful?
Nah, Scarlet Spider awful. Because we get to the point, I'll just give you the color scheme. It's red, blue, black, lots of gold, and some white.
So, is it like an amalgam of Ultimate Spider-Man and Iron Spider?
It's something. All I'm going to say is it's something. They brought it up in Spider-Man Homecoming, and we're like, oh, cool, that's a joke, ha 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 ha. And then in all the reviews of this scene from Infinity War, it's like, no, he's actually in that outfit. Fuck.
God, one can only hope it's limited then.
Fuck.
But,
anyways,
literally, they went off and did a giant bukkake. Good on you, Disney.
Yeah.
Making the non-Disney nerds have to go to a Disney convention.
Get more money. Get all that Disney money. All right.
Handy's on cheap for the mouse.
Okay, the last thing or set of things we want to talk about this episode is let's start off with Mega Man. Mega Man is a classic game,
Fucking
classic character. We both enjoyed him, but you enjoyed him a lot more. That was actually like
that's kind of
integral
my thing.
to
me growing up as a child and everything like that.
Yeah, Mega Man X was like your thing for.
Dude, believe it or not, Mega Man X, for the first time I played at my cousin's house, like I had one of those cousins that was like that rich asshole, where it's like, I hate you, but you have the power glove, so I'm gonna put up with your shit.
Right.
But like he's the one who had Mega Man X, and I didn't get to play it because it was his game, and I had to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to. He also had fucking Castlevania, which that still fucking irks me. Like all these great games, it was just there, dangled in front of my face. Yeah. So a lot of these games I didn't even get to play till high school.
Oh, okay.
So when other people were playing, like, dude, Halo 1 is amazing. Sorry, it was just Halo. Halo's amazing, right? I'm like, just downloaded the sweet emulator. I'm gonna go fucking fight Dracula with a goddamn whip. Like that was my high school experience with video games.
That game was so much fun. So much fun.
Super Castlevania 4, a title that made no goddamn sense. Like, anytime someone bitches about a title, like the Rambo series, or even Saw to some extent, like these long franchises where, like, the titles start to get chronologically confused.
Something, yeah.
My favorite is still Super Castlevania 4. Because up to that point, every Super title was just Super Mario World. Super fucking whatever. It was just Super and then the original title.
Yeah.
This was Super Castlevania 4. What is this? It's a remake of the first one? What do you mean?
Is this not a new game?
There's one, a sequel, a prequel, and then a remake of one, but we're going to call it number 4. Because we're going to go fight Dracula.
Again.
Whipping things. And they gave you that weird option, like if you held down the button, you can still use the D-pad. So it's like the whip had a mind of its own. So you're like, yeah, whip. Move the D-pad. hand doesn't move, but the whip keeps moving
Going
around.
crazy, yeah.
Like you could sit there and just like spam it in case anything comes near you. Those weird little skulls that just do this. Just stand in one place and just. You would just I'm sorry for this. You guys now have that in your head. Just like hitting anything that comes by. Just like an elephant trying to bathe itself, just loose trunk. Or just me when I get out of the shower, just...
But why are we bringing this up? Because it was announced that Mega Man is actually going to receive an adaptation. It's going to have its own movie.
But see, here's the thing. I was okay with this because I was kind of hoping for an Astro Boy situation. Like, don't get me wrong, it is what it is. But come on, you had Kristen Bell, you had fucking Nicolas Cage, and I want to say Liam Neeson. No, not Liam Neeson.
No.
But you at least had Nicolas Cage and Kristen Bell, like strong actors in their own right.
Yep.
And then like this movie that was if you liked Astro Boy, it wasn't bad. It was actually really enjoyable, and it was really pretty to watch.
And yeah, the Amagi Entertainment company that actually was created for Astro Boy turned around and was going to make a couple other movies, but then unfortunately lost just
they rolled
funding.
the die and failed.
Just funding. And a lot of really cool ideas to come out.
But if we had gotten that with Mega Man, that's what I'm hoping for still kind of to some degree. I'm getting like weird Parkinson hands right now where I'm... The only thing they've announced so far is the fact that a script has been written and a director has been eyed because he wrote the script. It's the terrible horror movie Catfish, and his name's like something Juiced. I don't even... Fuck him. Name's not important. Fuck you, you're an asshole. I'm assuming. I've only seen very snippets of your work, including Catfish, Paranormal Activity 3. You don't even get the fucking original. You get 3. No. You were the Joel Schumacher of horror films, essentially, in my opinion. And some weird... Thank God for pulling up your shit. Nerve. Nerve was one of those... It's like that Neon Dreams movie. It's like, oh, you made a movie. This is supposed to be... This is just not good.
No.
You have a history of making nothing but shit.
And yet we're going to hand you this classic...
We're going to hand you the keys
franchise.
to this kingdom.
Yeah, so... I mean...
You're the Zack Snyder of horror. Are you happy with yourself, Juiced?
I mean, the only things that people I recognize in this announcement were the people who were producing this this upcoming film. Masai Okai, which is from Heroes, but also Churnin Entertainment. The reason I know about them, you may have heard about them before, is that they're the people who put in like $100 million stake into Crunchyroll.
Wait, Masaoka, was that? That's not the guy who actually played Hero, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him?
Yeah.
You get your shit together. That's all I want. You were delightful and get smart. Yeah, I remember that.
You're one of the only people who remember that.
Dude.
But yeah, so, before we go off to get another tangent.
Yeah, that could have gone bad.
Yeah, so, we have a live action adaptation of Mega Man, a U.S. adaptation, I may add. And that's where I have to bring that up because once you sent this link to me, I went, over the years, there's been a boatload of announcements from U.S. companies about their adaptations of both video game and anime series. So let's dive into a few.
People trying to ruin the shit that I love.
Yeah, stuff that's been announced and actually had some updates in the year 2017 so far. There's well over 100 series that were announced.
Yeah, see, I like that you had to at least mention updates. Yeah. Just to kind of... I mean, I know on your list you have Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah.
You had that on your list.
But James Cameron's been wanting to do that for like 20 years.
Yeah, like
so.
We get the update because anytime, like, he wants to make this.
Yes.
So anytime someone, is...
Which he said he was going to do after the Avatar sequel, but then they announced Avatar's going to have 4 sequels. So is it going to have this happen in another 10 years?
I can only hope it's a Chris Nolan effect.
Mm-hmm.
We will give you all the cocaine and strippers to make your dreams come true. But what are you going to do for us in order for us to pay for that?
Right.
So I have to hope they're like, look, we risked a lot of money on Avatar, and that fucking gamble paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Still never seen that movie. Still don't care to. But we can give you, say, $100 million to make your anime movie. Or double down on that, continue with your Avatar movies, which is basically going to be printing us money, and we'll give you 2 to possibly 3, depending on how well this does.
Yeah. No,
that's what I'm assuming. Because, again, you scratch my back, I'll suck your dick. That's what I'm assuming Battlefield Angel or Battle
Angel Alita. It'll eventually come out. James Cameron, I don't think, will not let it die, and he's probably, like you said, going to make a bunch of Avatar stuff in order to help, get the funding.
He's going to have to sing for his supper.
Some other things that have been announced and updated in 2017. Most recently, Cowboy Bebop is getting a live-action TV series.
We've discussed this in a previous episode. I hope it's good.
Yeah. It's going to be produced by Tomorrow Studios, which is a partnership with ITV over in the UK.
No idea.
We'll see what happens. Sword Art Online is getting a TV series by Skydance Pictures. Now, yes, there's been live-action adaptations for Sword Art for SAO over in Japan. This is a U.S. company taking a crack at this. No idea what to expect from these things. Lionsgate has a couple in here. They're actually working on a live-action Naruto movie. Why? Because the only thing I can think of is that if you were to try to do a live-action version of Naruto, it's going to look very similar, I can imagine, to, and I have to say this, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Sexy jutsu. I hope that's a scene in that movie. That's all I can hope for.
It's going to have to be.
Just that weird, followed by someone just lifting their shirt, showing a little nip, and be like, that's the sexy jutsu. We couldn't afford the big budget for an actual attractive female.
Yeah, something.
I mean, granted, I've only seen like the first episode of that show, and I've read the first 3 manga.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I did.
All right.
I had someone give me shit for that, and I immediately threw it in their face. Just like a monkey at the zoo, like I took that shit and just tried to fling it back in their face. Because Naruto's not good. I don't care. It's not.
And I thought when Naruto ended, like, that's it. And immediately afterwards, it's like, no, it's Boruto, his son. I'm like, oh, this is the movie?
Is that how you pronounce it?
Boruto, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Broruto.
Bro, might as well be at this point. The other one that...
His jutsu is like the Axe body spray. He just smells like a gym locker room, just B.O. an asshole.
The other one that the Lionsgate is financing and backing, and this one I'm actually looking forward to because I think it can actually be done very well, is a Borderlands movie based on the video game franchise. I think this could go well.
But here's the thing, though. Like, where do you start with that, though?
That's the thing, though. Like, there's a ton of places you can start.
Do you Rogue One it and just kind of have it be set in the same universe?
I kind of think you kind of have to.
Do you start at what I think, like, it was at the third Borderlands? Was technically a prequel to 1?
The pre-sequel, yeah. The prequel and the pre-sequel, yeah.
What do you mean pre-sequel?
Was
it like 1, 2, the third one took place after 1 but before 2?
Yes. No. There was a prequel to Borderlands. There was a sequel to that game that was actually called the pre-sequel.
Fuck you, I don't even care anymore.
Just have it all about Claptrap. That's all you need to worry about. I think it'd be good.
That's the little robot thingy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Avi Arad is on board with this.
Fuck you. He did those fucking bullshit movies with the worst Spider-Man ever. What's his name? Tobey Maguire.
I have hope. I want to have hope. I love the Borderlands games.
Abandon all hope who went here.
All right.
The worst part is, first off, I don't have the same love because I never played Borderlands. The closest I got was in the span of one evening. Like, you remember those few times I'd invite you over to play 360?
Yeah.
Where it's like my character was so fucking buffed out. You were still new, but because I was fucking buffed out, we would get through like half the game in like one sitting.
Yeah.
I played Borderlands 1 that way.
Okay.
A buddy of mine, James, or Jimmy, I don't fucking know, I knew him as James. Like, everyone knew him as something different. But like, he had played Borderlands a shit ton. And we sat down to play it one night. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Next thing I know, it's 6 a.m. He's like, oh yeah, we got over halfway through this game. Word? We'll finish it one day. And then he kept talking about fucking Gears of War, and then we stopped playing video games altogether. But
yeah, so Borderlands is a game or a movie that's being in the works. We've talked about this other one before. Legendary Pictures picked up the rights to make a Pokemon movie, which seems to be now more focused on Detective Pikachu, and which the internet instantly instantly turned around and said Danny DeVito needs to voice this. It'd be amazing.
Maybe not Danny DeVito or someone else.
Go online and find a what's it called? Just search for Detective Pokemon Danny DeVito, and somebody was just overlaid Danny DeVito.
I want someone super fucking iconic though.
Danny DeVito.
Like Danny DeVito or something like that, like James Woods.
James would be
Kevin Conroy doing his Batman voice. Stephen Bloom.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options out there.
John DiMaggio.
DiMaggio would be good.
Just have him do the Marcus Phoenix voice. Whoever does the voice for Duke Nukem.
There you go. But anyways, getting back to the other movies out here that's on its way out, unfortunately.
Castlevania Season 2?
Which we'll get to.
Oh, yeah.
I actually enjoyed Castlevania.
As did I.
That series, it was just too short. It was a good intro.
Yeah.
Good intro to an idea that they're working on. Needs to have more.
Everyone I know was pissed. Like, they were like, 4! What do you mean it's done?
Yeah.
Like, there were one save from, like, flipping the table over or whatever and be like, fuck you, I'm done.
Close enough, might as well.
But you were...
Yeah. Microsoft has been pushing along with its Gears of War movie. They actually found a distributor finally, which is Universal. Still no luck regarding the Halo movie. Warner Brothers is going big on Minecraft, the movie. And the last information that came out on this was that they were courting Steve Carell to voice the main character.
I would say good luck finding generic white guy, like I was going to say Jason Sudeikis, to play the main character.
6 in one head, half a dozen in the other.
I mean, they're essentially the same
We've
dude.
already talked about Rampage. Looking forward to that one, actually, 2018.
I love you, Dwayne Johnson.
Tetris. Tetris is getting a trilogy of movies that starts filming in China.
But how and why?
Starts filming in China this summer.
I don't think I care for that.
I don't know what the fuck to expect.
That'd be
that
like
one.
if they came out and said the Emoji Movie's got 3 movies. Like, it's like, how? It's blocks.
They've never been fucking greenlit in the first place.
Like, at least with that weird Adam Sandler movie.
Pixels?
Yeah, that I could see. They're like, yeah, we have 3 movies involved for this.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. Because I could see them being like Golden Age, Silver Age, New Age.
Right.
In terms of video games. Like, by the end of it, they're fucking Call of Dutying it like champs. But in the beginning, they're like jumping over barrels and fighting DK.
Yeah.
Like, I could see that. This... blocks.
Yeah.
Blocks and squigglies.
Then again, they also made a movie out of Battleship.
Yeah. Starring Rihanna.
And Liam Neeson.
Yeah, and the guy who played Eric from True Blood.
Yeah.
Which I feel bad, because he's a decent actor, but his agent is shit.
Not like he needed the money, but apparently he needed to do something.
Because he needs to do something other than just be known as Eric.
Yeah.
The only problem is he did Battleship. And then he did Straw Dogs.
Yeah.
Whatever that fucking version was. And then he did Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
The man has the worst fucking agent or manager ever.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Or he just has a really bad drug problem and he's like, I need the money.
The last movie we have in this listing is for the reboot of the Tomb Raider movie franchise. No longer
Bring back
played
Daniel
by...
Craig as the bad guy.
Won't happen, sadly.
And John Voight.
Won't happen, sadly.
That man who just looks like ball sack skin that was stretched over someone's face.
Yeah, he really does.
He is
But with this
not
version,
attractive,
it is not... I can't remember her name for the life of me.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. This one is... This time around, Tomb Raider is being played by Alicia Vikander. Laura Croft is being played by Alicia Vikander. Okay. Interesting. It's just another popcorn flick. I didn't include Ghost in the Shell in this one because that movie came out already and the Blu-ray comes out this next week, so...
Which you know you're going to buy.
I am, but you know exactly the reason why.
Because you want to watch all the special features.
Special features and certain
so you can
scenes.
So you can have a physical copy?
Yes.
Fucking hoarder.
It's not as bad as I used to be.
Because you have Jess saying, do something.
No, okay. I'm not gonna start going into that because I start talking about her crafting, hoarding. But you know.
Oh no, she has a shit ton of that.
Yeah.
But at least it's contained to like a box.
You think it's
Times 3.
Times 20.
Times 20?
Times 20.
There's
It's
20
all that
boxes?
wall plus the guest room plus the storage facility.
Jesus. She gave her to my grandmother's. Like I had to help her unload the car, and there was like 3 or 4 boxes. I thought that was everything.
That was 3 or 4 boxes to make 3 pages.
I like her just like, that's the travel pack. You don't even know.
Anyways, we're not gonna get into that. So yes, there are a ton of movies coming out in the very near future that are going to be adaptations of video games and anime series. And my question is to all of them is why? Why do we need to have this?
Because we know about it. Told you, it's the age of information. Chances are, growing up, or at least 20 years ago, there could have been movie studios, you know, who bought the rights or did something where it's like, we're going to make a fucking Sailor Moon live action movie, or we're going to make a Dragon Ball live action movie. Fucking Akira has been in the mix for 20, 30 years.
Something like that, yeah.
The only difference is now, like, studios, this massive age of information, studios can't hide this shit anymore. They can't sit in there like, well, let's see if there's interest. It's because there's going to be people fucking berating them saying, we need this, we want this, what's happening with this?
Right. I don't know that they want this, but more like, you bought the license for this? Why? What are you going to fucking do to this
Yeah,
one?
what are you going to do with it? What are your plans? Who's directing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you know, if this was, at least internet-wise, if this was 30 years ago, no one would fucking know that they wanted to make a Cowboy Bebop movie.
Until they had the trailer for it.
It would just be Keanu Reeves sitting there with a script being like, how many John Wicks do I have to make before we can do this?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. So, with that, I think that's going to be it for this episode. We're going to be hitting that, like, hour-and-a-half mark in the very near future.
Oh, sweetheart. You already paused it once.
Yeah, no, that's part of the time frame. We're around the hour-and-a-half mark at this point.
Jesus.
So, guys, it was a blast as always. If you guys have any suggestions, let us know in the comment section below. We talk about a lot of geek stuff. We jerk a lot of random stuff.
We luckily skipped a lot of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Or the possible things at Comic-Con.
Yeah. We'll go
talk
over
about it next time when we have more concrete things other than 2 jackasses whining about what can and cannot happen.
For 2 jackasses whining about in Geeks and Drinks, I'm Jason.
I'm Jordan.
Take it easy, everybody.
Have a good one.